The day Tolu lost his leg was the same day he remembered Agnes, but by then it was too late. The hospital bed smelled of medicine and regret. Machines beeped slowly beside him. His body felt heavy. His head was wrapped in bandage. His right leg was gone. Gone forever. Welcome to Nikki's Folktale, where you enjoy interesting African stories. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. Tolu stared at the empty space under the white hospital sheets. Tears rolled down his face, not just because of the pain, but because for the first time in years, he remembered the girl who once said, "I will suffer with you today, so we can enjoy tomorrow together." Her name was Agnes, and he betrayed her. Years earlier, Tolu was born into struggle. His father died when he was very young. It was just him and his mother in a small one-room apartment in Ibadan. His mother washed clothes for people and sold food by the roadside just to pay his school fees. Every night, she would look at him and say, "Tolu, you are my only hope. You must succeed." And Tolu believed he would. He got admission into the University of Ibadan. The day his name appeared on the list, his mother cried like she had won the lottery. But admission was not the same as survival. University life was expensive. Handouts, feeding, accommodation, projects, departmental dues. The money his mother sent was never enough. That was when Agnes became his everything. Agnes was not rich, but her parents were comfortable. Her father was a civil servant. Her mother was a trader. They made sure she never lacked food or school materials. Agnes met Tolu in 100 level. He was quiet, always serious, always worried. She fell in love with his ambition. Tolu fell in love with her kindness. Soon, he moved into her small off-campus apartment to save money. They shared everything: food, books, dreams, future plans. Many nights, Tolu would hold Agnes' hand and say, "Just wait, when I graduate and get a good job, I'll marry you. I'll give you a better life. You will never regret loving me." Agnes believed every word. She saw the future in his eyes. In 200 level, things became worse. Tolu's mother fell sick. Money stopped coming. His school fees deadline came like a storm. He was desperate. One evening, he sat on the edge of the bed, holding his head. "I might have to drop out," he said quietly. Agnes felt fear in her chest. "No," she said quickly. "You can't. I don't have a choice." That night, Agnes did something that changed her life forever. She went to her father's house and lied. She told him she had extra money for departmental projects and textbook. Her father sent the money. Agnes paid Tolu's school fees. Tolu cried when he saw the receipts. "I'll never forget this," he promised. But promises are easy when you are broke. One lie became many, semester after semester. Agnes continued sending her own school fees to Tolu. She started skipping her own lectures. She couldn't pay her fees anymore. By 300 level, Agnes had quietly stopped attending school. No one knew, not even Tolu's mother. She told Tolu she was sorting things out. What she was really doing was sacrificing her education for his future. And Tolu, he was too focused on surviving to notice the full cost. Or maybe he didn't want to notice. Graduation day, Tolu graduated. Agnes stood in the crowd, clapping loudly. She was proud. She didn't tell him that she hadn't written exams in over a year. She didn't tell him that her classmates had moved on. She smiled because she believed her suffering had meaning. After graduation, Tolu said, "I'm going to Lagos. That's where opportunities are." Agnes hugged him tightly. "Don't forget me." "How can I forget my wife?" he said jokingly. But some jokes had future truths. Lagos was not kind. Tolu searched for jobs for months. Nothing. He slept in a friend's small room. He walked long distances to interviews. He grew frustrated. Years passed, still nothing stable. His calls to Agnes became shorter. His messages became fewer. But Agnes remained loyal. She kept encouraging him. "I believe in you," she would say. And that belief kept him alive until the day he met Gift. Gift was different. Young, confident, rich. She was running her father's company while her father received medical treatment abroad. Tolu met her during a job interview. She liked how he spoke. She liked his determination. She gave him a position in the company. For the first time in years, Tolu wore good clothes. For the first time in years, he entered air-conditioned offices daily. For the first time in years, he tasted comfort. And comfort can change a man. Gift began inviting him for lunch, then dinner, then late-night meetings at her mansion. She admired his humble background story. He admired her lifestyle. One night, she looked at him and said, "I like you, Tolu." He knew what that meant. He remembered Agnes, but he also remembered poverty. And he chose comfort. "I like you too," he replied. That was the night everything changed. Tolu slowly stopped answering Agnes' calls. He told himself, I deserve happiness. I have suffered enough. She will understand. I will explain later. But later never came. Gift asked him to move into her mansion. He moved in. Agnes kept calling. He blocked her. And that was the moment Destiny started writing his karma. She only knew that the man who once called her every night suddenly became too busy. At first, she defended him. He just got a job. He's trying to settle down, she told herself. When he missed her calls, she smiled and said, he must be in a meeting. When he stopped sending money for food, like he promised, she said, he's still adjusting. Love can make a person blind. But one night, her heart became restless. She called him again. The phone rang once. Then it was switched off. She tried again, blocked. Agnes sat on her small bed in the dark room. Her hands were shaking. Blocked. She checked again. Blocked. Her chest felt tight. She sent him a message from a friend's phone. Tolu, is everything okay? Why did you block me? No reply. Hours passed. No reply. Days passed. Nothing. That was the day the truth started knocking at her heart. 2 weeks later, Agnes saw something that broke her completely. One of her former classmates sent her a picture. Is this not your boyfriend? Agnes opened the picture. Her heart stopped. It was Tolu, standing beside a beautiful lady, both of them smiling. The caption said, congratulations to our new executive manager and a special lady. The lady was Gifts. Agnes stared at the picture for a long time. Her vision became blurry. Her ears were ringing. She felt like the ground had disappeared under her feet. After everything, after all the sacrifice, after giving up her education, he replaced her just like that. She did not scream. She did not shout. She just sat there quietly. When pain is too deep, it becomes silent. Agnes had no choice. She had no school to return to. No degree, no certificate, no explanation prepared. She packed her clothes and went back to her parents' house. When her father saw her, he was surprised. Why are you home? What about your NYC preparation? Agnes froze. Her father looked confused. Where is your result? Her mother also looked worried. Agnes tried to speak, but the lies she had been carrying for years were too heavy. Finally, she broke down. She fell to her knees. I stopped school in 200 level, she cried. Her father stepped back. What? I used the money to sponsor someone who promised to marry me. The room became silent. Her father's face turned red with anger. All the money I sent you, he shouted. You use this to train a man? Agnes cried harder. Her mother covered her mouth in shock. Her father pointed to the door. Leave my house. You have disgraced me. Agnes felt like her heart had stopped beating. Her mother quickly held her husband. Please calm down, she begged. She made a mistake. But her father was too angry. You chose a man over your future. Now see where it has brought you. Agnes walked down to her room. She locked the door. That night, she cried until she had no tears left. She refused to eat, talk. She felt empty. Weeks passed. Her mother kept entering her room, talking to her, encouraging her. You are still alive, her mother said gently. As long as you are alive, you can start again. At first, Agnes did not believe it, but slowly, something inside her began to wake up. She looked at herself in the mirror one morning. Her eyes were swollen. Her face looked tired, but she was still breathing. I cannot die because of someone who forgot me, she whispered. That was the first step. Agnes decided to return to the city, not for Tolu, but for herself. She called an old friend who owned a large supermarket. Her friend agreed to help her with a job. The salary was not big, but it was an honest work. Agnes began as a sales assistant. She woke up early every day, arranged goods, attended to customers, counted items, closed late. It was not easy, but every day she worked, she felt stronger. She stopped checking Tolu's social media. She stopped asking about him. She began saving money. She began smiling again. Not because she forgot the pain, but because she decided the pain would not control her life. Meanwhile, Tolu was living a different life. Gift bought him expensive clothes. She took him to parties. She introduced him to important people. He moved from struggling to comfortable within months. Sometimes, late at night, when Gift was asleep beside him, he would remember Agnes. He would remember the small apartments, the night they shared one meal, the way she used to encourage him. For a moment, guilt would enter his heart, but he would push it away. This is life, he told himself. People move on. He convinced himself that Agnes would be fine. He convinced himself that he deserved this new life. He convinced himself that he made the right choice until the accident. It was raining heavily that evening. Tolu was driving back from a company meeting. His phone rang. It was Gift. He tried to answer while driving. In 1 second, the car lost control. In 1 second,